Greetings, YouTube. I'm filming this on November 9th, the day after the elections. And as my reaction video mentioned, welcome to the Fourth Reich. Uh, we now have a proud new Führer. And some of the thoughts flowing through my head right now are that the Electoral College, once again, has screwed us for the fourth time. The popular vote says that we didn't elect the Führer, and the Electoral College said that we did. Other thoughts forming through my head. The Republicans ran a campaign based on ignorance, bigotry, and fear. And that's been a winning combination for the Republican Party since the Nixon era. This Southern strategy has just been rolling along nicely for 40 years, more than 40 years now. And it doesn't show any signs of getting less powerful. And very shortly, the Republicans will control everything. And then the Republicans will start to roll back everything they will have wanted to roll back forever. Roe versus Wade, the ACA, whatever civil liberty and human rights protections have been given to minority groups, such as racial minorities, the LGBTQ community, whatever rights that they can get their hands on to remove from women. Any woman that voted for the Republican Party is suicidal. Anyone that supports the Republican Party is aiding and abetting a terrorist group, because that's what we have here. And that is not an act of hyperbole on my part. I legitimately and literally consider the Republican Party to be a terrorist organization. The most successful one in the entire scope of human history. These people make the Huns and the Mongols look like kindergartners. Because not only are they excellent at raping and pillaging, but at convincing the people they are raping and pillaging to support them. Again and again and again. My hands hurt at the moment because I'm clenching them so tight. Because I'm trying to control myself as much as I can. And not just scream at the camera. There are a lot of scared, angry, white bigots in America. And they made sure their voices were heard. The world is changing and they don't like it. They want to return to a mythical past that never existed. That the Republicans convinced them did. I actually saw an ad during the campaign that used film footage and music from the 1940s. The Republican Party reached back 70 years to the quote-unquote greatest generation of all. Generation that, for the most part, is dead. That's become mythologized by us. And they used that to push forward an agenda. Because it works in America. Because making sure that Whitey stays on top is the most important thing there is. And as I've said it before, but I'll say it again, don't ever, ever utter the words that other countries stole our jobs. There has never been a job stolen from America, ever. American corporations intentionally and deliberately shipped U.S. jobs to other countries. Your anger should be aimed at the American corporations. It isn't like China and Mexico sent ninjas in at night and stole jobs under the cover of darkness. It was a deliberate business decision because it made the American corporations more money, and they don't give a fuck about Americans while they wave the flag and hold the Bible so close to their chest. Tyranny has come to America. And it carried that flag and that Bible. It said the white guy is the real victim. It said that cisgender straight men don't have enough rights. It said half the population doesn't matter. We won't listen to them. We don't care about their control of their bodies. That we endorse their loss of abortion rights, their loss of reproductive rights, their victimization at the hands of sexual predators. We have shown that a politician can brag about being a sexual predator and be elected. Imagine what it is right now to wake up in America and to be a young woman knowing that American society says that no one cares if people disparage you or comment about you or grope you or rape you or strip you of your rights. Imagine what it's like to be a racial minority in America, to now know that the United States is going to have a shiny new Fuhrer in a few months. I saw something Will Smith said recently, and I'm paraphrasing, that racism hasn't gotten worse in America. It's gotten recorded. Some of us in the white community are now paying attention because the evidence is unmistakable. And while I always listened, it didn't affect me that way. I didn't see it with my eyes. It didn't happen to me. And regardless of how sympathetic I may have been to racial minorities, I didn't see it every day, day after day, like racial minorities do in America. So just imagine what it's like to be a member of the gay community right now, knowing that people in power now are very likely going to strip away their rights to marriage, whatever small minor rights they may have accomplished already. You think trans people are going to get rights to use bathrooms in America? Whatever gains they've made, they're going to be gone. And for the first time in my life, I'm 52 years old, I feel an urge to get myself firearms so that I can defend my fellow Americans from my government. And that makes me want to vomit on my keyboard. Dark times are headed our way. And the light that was extinguished to create those dark times was done by American voters. Ignorant, bigoted, fearful, terrified, and angry voters. And for anyone who wants to suggest to me, for even a heartbeat, that those voters did it because of economic injustice in America, voting in Republicans on the grounds of economic injustice is like voting for the arsonist that just burned down your entire neighborhood. It is the Republican Party that has led the charge in the decimation of the middle class. And yet people vote for the party that has decimated the middle class because they're ignorant. And because the Republican Party is so good at pulling those strings of ignorance, bigotry, and fear. I guess in America the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is the 3 horsemen. Because that's all we need here. Ignorance, bigotry, and fear. And that seems to work for us. Once again, evil has won. And I'm using that word intentionally. For all you burning your bust folks, fuck you. You don't think I didn't want Sanders as president or Warren as president? But instead I get a Fuhrer. because you preferred to sully yourself with the election process and vote for Clinton. I put this on your shoulders. I lay this at your feet. I did my job. You failed to do yours. And for anyone out there that didn't vote, I don't want you ever discussing politics on my channel. If you're an American who was eligible to vote in this election and you didn't, I don't want to hear any words out of you. You may have the constitutional right to speech, but not on my channel. You also failed to do your duty. I didn't ask you to pick up a rifle and go to the front lines. I asked you to go to a friggin' poll, put a little dot on a piece of paper, and you couldn't be bothered. One of my coworkers, a 21-year-old woman, told me she couldn't vote because she couldn't decide. She couldn't decide. Welcome to the Fourth Reich.